I see that Heather has joined us in the panel view. So Heather, over to you.
Thank you very much. So thank you very much, first of all, to Erwin and the panel for a fantastic, I think, interactive session. You covered a lot of ground, and hopefully people are feeling now much clearer about what it is that we do. I think personally it's a very good platform to just give a slightly different viewpoint of where we are. So thank you very much. I mean, as ever, you could have gone on for longer, but we were limited to the 1 hour session. Right, I will now give my closing comments, and I promise you this will take about 5 minutes. So please don't disappear off before I just finish. I guess, you know, the first thing is this conference has certainly been different. I've moderated a couple of conferences now, but I've never done one with my slippers on before. So it's felt very different, I think, to all of us. We did actually at IFSF talk about should we cancel when we realised we couldn't do the face-to-face. Now, clearly we chose not to, and I hope you all feel that the effort that we've gone to for organising this was worthwhile. I mean, I can say that as of last night, we'd had 190 attendees over the 2 days, so different people, not 190 at any one time or 190 with multiples, but actually 190 discrete people. So, you know, I feel like we've got out a lot of people. I mean, I will just mention we went with Zoom. It's very cost effective. It's not necessarily the way that a very large professional conference organisation would work, but you know, we have different priorities, and it allows us to spend more resource on the content that we've given you, but also on the important work that we do. So thanks. First of all, thanks to the panel. I'd like to thank all of our speakers and panelists, and that's internal speakers and external speakers, for the huge amount of work that they've put into the presentations they've given. You know, it's standing up on stage is difficult, but I think sitting in front of a camera in your front room is even more scary. My neighbour's builders just turned up, so I had to run outside very quickly and say, could you please be quiet for a little bit? I mean, in terms of the presentations, we've had woolly mammoths, we've had disappearing mice, but I think the whole range of things we've had have clearly contributed to an engaging and hopefully informative set of sessions. The IFSF Executive Committee have been very supportive, and I'd like to thank them. But I think, you know, I do my own little round of applause to the admin team. So Tongi and Kaya have been on and off at various times. You'll have seen their names in the chat, and they've kept very cool even when 2 weeks ago I announced that I wouldn't be able to be with them for this because my son had just tested positive for COVID, so I was then in quarantine. So the quarantine has just finished. The conference has survived. Thank you, Tongi and Kaya. And then, of course, my biggest thanks is to all of you for giving up time. You have day jobs. And I remember, you know, when it was very difficult to fit these things in, we've had great audience, great participation, and I thank you very much. I will just touch very quickly on what I guess the last question did, which is, we've talked a lot about the progress we've made this year, and that comes at a cost, and I'm the person who manages the budgets, and we have eaten into our reserves this year. I mean, hopefully you all feel that that was very worthwhile. I will just say, you know, when you're talking to your organisations and they're looking at cutting costs, and trade associations are always an easy one to cut, you know, please do defend us. But also, as we were just saying, we don't have, our funding base is not such that we can afford to do all of this work by paying people to do it. So, you know, please attend the work groups. Please come with your experience, your ideas, but also be prepared to make some donations. That's that. And then my final task, and I'll just ask Tongi to flip pages, is that we said that we were going to announce the winners of the copies of Stephen Van Belleham's book, The Offer You Can't Refuse. So we had 10 copies to give away. I won't go through the names, one, because it would take time, and two, because I look at some of them and think, I'm not sure how I would pronounce those. So even if people that are receiving them are not in the current audience, we will be contacting people and sending those books off very soon. And with that, I will say thank you very much. Hopefully, we can all get together next year. I've said Prague, the board haven't approved Prague for next year, but that was where we were planning to do it this year. So let's hope we can all meet in the beautiful city of Prague in 12 months' time. And thank you very much.